Start your day with prompt analysis of the latest news, trends,
Exactly, and then you see these people, they're so agile, they can do it.
Politics.
We have to go back to that regional system. That is the foundation of this country, for God's sake.
Entertainment. Fashion. Culinary skills.
So first I'm going to be pouring the oil inside because
religious and cultural events amongst others on Daybreak Africa. For a rich mix of analysis and current issues, tune in daily from 8 a.m. to 10.
Good evening and welcome to Joy Asonye live here on KAFTAN television. My guest today is a very interesting person. He is Apostle Williams Iheanacho Otabil, the chairman by Naija project. I'm starting with him because the conversation today is centered around his project, which is the Buy Naija project, where we would be understanding the concept of that. It is an initiative that has for many years now encouraged and promoted indigenous products, as that will spur the creation of wealth and generate employment for Nigerian youths, something he's been doing for several years now. Today we will be understanding how we can create revenue for our GDP here in Nigeria and also generate employment for our youth. Apostle Williams Iheanacho Otabil, it's so wonderful to have you join us this evening.
Yeah, good evening, Joy. It's a great privilege and pleasure to be on KAFTAN TV. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll go for a short break right now and return with more. Remember, we are discussing the concept of Buy Naija. So we'll be back after this short break. Stay with us.
BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best civil station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
Welcome back from that break. Now, let me just start the conversation, Apostle Otabil. I mean, economists and business development experts have for several years encouraged Nigeria to look inwards and produce more, just so that we could have the revenue that would reflect in our GDP. Let's start with what is wrong. When we look at the numbers, it is often very appalling as at how well our local manufacturers are doing. Well, where would you point at as the real problem?
Well, to start with, let's look at the present challenges in the context of contemporary times. In the past couple of weeks, I don't want to say months, we've had the cashless society challenges.
Right.
Where people have to buy money with money. The biggest people who took the punch were micro and small enterprises who depend on little business that requires cash. 200 naira, 500 naira per transaction people, the 2,000 naira transaction people with the network problems, it impacted heavily on the micro and small enterprises. So the issue, I believe, with the respite that has come our way, it will help our people. But I must tell you, like many other things that have cumulatively brought us to this stage, the micro and small enterprise people have taken the battering, as it were, like in a storm, and we want to say very quickly that 70% of our business, the economy, is informal. All the big names you hear who receive all the subsidies and all the considerations, they don't constitute up to 2 to 3% of the economy. That's number one. Number two, yes, they don't. The micro and small entrepreneurs, they don't have access to capital. You can have so much noise. But even the project we are running, we don't have access to capital. I'm not indicting anybody, but that is the truth.
So despite all the initiatives by the Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture,
there's a gap between the proclamations and the real people who need the support. So for Buy Naija, we've been in this support service for quite a long time. We are a social and economic enterprise.
Right.
We understand the business part of what we are doing, and we understand the social part of what we are doing. We are like a quasi NGO. Because if we don't understand the business, it will seem as if we are begging for people to help us. And Nigeria is a growing economy. We are a young economy. But you see, I want to say it from the very beginning. The biggest problem we have are the elites, the political elites, especially in Nigeria. They don't want to patronize Made in Nigeria. Even the strides we made in the past 10, 11 years, we lost it. In furniture, everybody is now patronizing Turkish furniture.
I mean, the political elite, like you just mentioned, constitute a very small number of Nigerians.
But they have this.
But don't you think it is more?
They have, one, the buying power. Two, they show the way. The consumption pattern of the elite in a local government determines what other people follow.
And not globalization that has changed our test bots.
So
even local production of meals, we don't see young people understanding it anymore.
That is made in Nigeria. They would like to buy the type of furniture their elites have. They want to wear the same type of shoe that their pastor wears.
Is it because it's more durable or exotic?
No, it's not more durable, because the leather in your Italian shoe is from Kano. You can take that to the bank. In year 2019, leather that was exported from Kano was $250 million worth. We imported $500 million worth of finished shoes from Italy and Spain and Brazil. The raw materials are from Nigeria and Africa. They import wood from you. They take everything from you. But today, people don't want to buy made in Nigeria furniture. I was speaking with a friend who is a top politician in one of the top
political parties.
No, in your political equation. A very good friend, and he was boasting of his furniture that they are from Turkey. This is one from China. So how do you expect me to enter a vehicle that is made by innocent? I'll call names. It's very, very disgusting. I've been riding an innocent vehicle made in Nigeria for the past 10 years without a problem, deliberately. I sold all my foreign brands. But what I'm saying is that you enter the wardrobe of a man, the garage of a man, and his office has a large budget.
Okay, Apostle, this is getting really interesting. I need to go for a very short break right now, so that we can continue in depthly. I am really enjoying where we are going with this conversation, but we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
While wrapping up the day, unwind with the reminiscence of the day's news from home and abroad with KAFTAN TV 7 p.m. News.
Good to have you join us on KAFTAN News at 7.
Nigerians are living in up to 5%. Our young people, we broadcast the Harmony Symphony.
It's good to have you join us on KAFTAN TV News at 7.
We found that the 10 naira tax is not actually sufficient.
National, foreign news headlines. Get balanced, accurate facts on the latest news in business, politics, entertainment, sports, and more. Live from our studios.
Many thanks for watching. Join us again at
KAFTAN TV News.
On channel 480 and 124 on Startimes. Yes, there is news on your device, but hearing an analyst's perspective is the icing on the cake that Daybreak Africa provides. Break. Start your day with prompt analysis of the latest news,
Welcome back from that break. We were discussing the Buy Naija concept and had taken the discussion to patronage, especially from our political actors who, according to my guest in the studio, set the pace. And speaking about my guest, he is Apostle William Iheanacho Otabil, the chairman Buy Naija project, a concept that has been providing market access and support services to micro, small and medium enterprises in Nigeria and internationally. Again, welcome to the studio, and I apologize for cutting short your thoughts there. If you might just go ahead to talk about.
Yes, like I was saying, the basic thing is that the key driver for any economic growth anywhere in the world starts with local patronage and the promotion of those products also abroad. Charity begins at home.
Right.
If your home players don't patronize you, how do you want to ask other people to patronize you? Like I tell a lot of my colleagues, we cannot be going for foreign investors. Where are the local investors? I don't care how you got your money, whether you stole it or not. Invest it here in the first instance.
Right.
You will have more than 14 cars in your garage. Each one can build 2 or 3 bakeries. You don't do that. Election time, you give them money. You're a politician, you don't do anything. You want to do wedding of your children, you go to Dubai. You want to throw party, you want to sleep with foreign girls. Even in your sin economy, you go abroad.
Okay, I want to understand.
So the local hotels don't get money. The local caterers don't get money. And on a lighter note, even the local girls don't get any money. You know, you don't laugh at it.
And they were taking We're taking all this revenue outside.
Outside, even the sin. What I say sin, S-I-N,
Right.
economy is taken out. It's so pathetic. It's so bad. So what we are saying is, at least patronize your own. Empower people in your constituency. And moreover, I tell people, when you empower people in your constituency, if you're a politician or you're an aspiring office holder when you retire, they will remember you.
Good. Do we have electorates or citizens that understand that we can hold government accountable, especially when it comes to having, like you said, the business development spot up? I mean, if you have policies or you have enacted policies,
most people who are popular in their places, who you need to rig out, are people who have empowered people. It's power for power. I will not abandon a man who empowered me to have a bakery to go and vote for a man
who used that money to buy vehicles.
And come to me to bribe me. I won't listen to you. Nigerians are not stupid. I said, listen, this is economically viable. Empower your people through the Buy Naija project. One Jeep we are riding, one 4-wheel drive that is worth 40 million naira can open 10 bakeries. And they can refund the money. We have the template. The only thing that stops you from doing that is wickedness. That's the template. We will help them evacuate their products. I'm a pragmatic person. We are practical. That's what we do for people. You say, how? By the time you empower people with 400 million, you want to run for governorship. You don't need to print one poster. You don't need to print one t-shirt. The people you empowered will do all the work, will do all the hype, and you will win election. So you don't need to be struggling. Let your compassionate heart, we are humans. Nobody will leave somebody who empowered them to go and vote for a man who is always going to some foreign country to enjoy himself. No. Nigeria is very simple to develop. And the development strategy for Nigeria is production from the grassroots. When will we stop selling garri in basins and start selling garri in packaging? It's easy. Benue State is the food basket. They have a lot of yam. Why can't we become the largest yam flour exporter in Nigeria? Because we are the largest yam. We are the largest yam producers in the world.
But is there global appreciation for it?
There is. China will eat everything you produce.
That's a funny one. Okay.
China will eat all your vegetable. China will eat all your sweet potato. We are the largest, second largest producer of sweet potato on the planet. And sweet potato is medicinal and nutritious. Yam is medicinal and nutritious. Benue State is the largest, is the largest producer of variety of mangoes that you don't even find in Abuja. You have Peter, you have Mary, you have other things. The same thing with Adamawa, the same thing with many other states. But how much orange juice and mango juice do you have across the globe?
Okay.
Benue State has advantage of production of bricks. The bricks they produce to build houses, huts, they are bulletproof.
Bulletproof?
They are bulletproof, yes, proven.
How is that?
No, the bricks, even that you can produce in Abuja, they are bulletproof. If you shoot them, no, the AK-47 cannot go in. They are B6 compliant. I can tell you, these are research proven. But nobody really cares. Everybody wants to take government contract. then give it to a Chinese or give it to an Indian or give it to somebody external. They share the money and everybody comes out and everybody is a big man.
So it still goes back to appreciation of that which is produced in Nigeria.
That's right. The shoe I'm wearing, which I can show you, is made by a girl. Her name is Asonye, my daughter's classmate. They came to my office, measured my leg with some equipment, and produced comfortable shoes for me.
There's so much talent.
There's so much talent. There is so much enterprise, and she's selling globally, but very low local patronage.
So we keep asking government to look into this and do more.
Well, but
that has not happened.
The government has to change their mindset. The government is made up of politicians and civil servants.
What does that mean?
No, the civil servants write the memos. They are the vehicle of implementation.
Exactly.
The politicians are the big boy enablers. If the National Assembly cannot buy local vehicles, we would rather buy foreign vehicles and send the money abroad. What can I do?
Have you petitioned? Have people?
It's an open secret. The last budget, the National Assembly refused to buy made in Nigeria. It's on record. I'm not bad-mouthing anybody.
Yes, of course. However,
but that's a record.
Are there Nigerians such as yourself who see this anomaly?
But Naija has been screaming, what do you want me to do? Until they kill me, you now hear it in the news that they have killed me for shouting "Buy Naija." We've been doing this for years. Even the little made in Nigeria procurement you see, it's we. We were the purveyors and the pushers of Executive Order 003 that the presidency approved in 2017. That 40% of local procurement in the ministry department and the agencies must be made in Nigeria. But there's no monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. There's no way to measure from the ministries. Are they compliant to the 40%? They still buy imported furniture. They buy imported cable. They buy imported. Their procurement does not meet that minimum level for the executive order. And it impacts on the enterprise of these little people. One, they don't have access to capital. All the leveraging subsidies go to the big boys, to the monopolies and the oligarchies. It doesn't go to the small people, because when you go to the bank, they say you are a startup. We don't fund startup. Then you know by the time they bring out a lot of projects that government wants to bring out, which I give them kudos for. But it's a trickle down. Many ordinary people don't benefit who are outside Abuja. It doesn't go beyond that. Then when they have produced, how do you provide market access to them, for them? Buy Naija has been trying to provide market access to them, provide consultancy service, support services, free. There are agencies and departments, but you don't blame anybody. This director will retire next month. Another one takes over. Another DG comes. This one comes, it goes. They don't be writing a lot of reports. You don't blame them. And they are under pressure to report to all manner of things. But the bottom line is, these people are stressed. In this money period, when there was no money for anybody, who provided succor? Nobody. It was individual efforts. And the biggest hit were micro and small entrepreneurs that need small money every day.
To transact.
However, so the patronage people, the patronizers, did not have cash.
I know how much I brought money to support the little people who had access to me. And I was not getting any money. Where would you get it from? Who you want to ask? Who will help?
Okay. Well, I'm happy that that is in the past now. We're beginning to see a relief and ease in the dispensing of cash. However, let's talk about this patronage. I mean, you have mentioned, first of all, the political actors and those who could do better. I want you to analyze where Nigeria is when it comes to appreciation of Nigerian-made products and the kind of intentional policies you would like to see that will get Nigerians thinking Nigeria.
Now, the policy positions, there's Executive Order 003 approved by the presidency when Shibaju was the acting president. For that, I give him kudos. We asked for 30, give us 40. They gave us Executive Order 005 for services. So goods and services balanced. So it is not lack of policy, but how do you implement? That is the problem. You can't implement. How do you monitor, evaluate, and report? We have the template for that because we have the database of made in Nigeria products. There has to be a connectivity with procurement entities. We are not contractors in Buy Naija, but we will let the contractors or whoever they give their contract to procure, where they will get top quality made in Nigeria products, furniture, all manner of equipment, vehicles. They will get them. We have data. We have a database.
Right. Could the problem for
but the point is that they won't ask us. They will say it doesn't exist. They will just write their memo, and these people will bring a foreign brand, and it will be taken.
Is it a case of quality assurance?
No, it's not quality, because number one, Nigeria has the best quality furniture in the world, vehicles in the world.
Nigeria-made vehicles.
That's right. Let me tell you, Belarus bought our armored vehicles from Profos. I can tell you that Profos is in Oderemo. They were with us for a long time. I spent 3 weeks in their facility. I did a documentary for them. Buy Naija partnered with them. Nobody looked at their way. But now, they are known. Belarus, Sierra Leone, many foreign countries are buying armored personnel carrier and some special purpose military vehicles from them. Nigeria, this same Naija, the same thing with Innocent. I ride an Innocent vehicle for over 10 years. I do not touch a foreign vehicle, and I've been riding every day. I've not opened the engine. They just service it and keep moving.
So it has nothing to do with quality.
It has nothing to do with quality. That is a bad mouth and a colonial mentality thing. No good. This shoe I'm wearing is made in Nigeria. All my shoes are made in Nigeria. None of them don't come out for yash, fall for road. I go come they do come for road. Let me speak pidgin English so that those who don't understand English.
But let's avoid being vulgar too.
No, we are not being vulgar.
Right.
This program is my leg they go one side up, one side down. I'm not being vulgar. Whoever is doing the assessment will know that pidgin is not being vulgar. I'm only speaking it the way it is.
Okay, so let's move on now as to providing this market access so that we can have this global attention on this the Nigerian product that you have asserted here that have the best quality, competing quality with other countries of the world.
Yes, let me start with Nigerian cables. I want to hype that. Everybody agrees, and it is globally accepted, Nigerian cables are the best in the world. To the extent that in 2018-19, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, thank God for Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment and their parastatals, they intercepted and raided a warehouse that was filled with, I think, 5.9 billion naira, if I'm right, worth of cables that they brought in from China. It's on record. It's in the news. You can Google it. Made in Nigeria, but they were substandard cables made in China. To show you that for them to dump those goods here, they have to label them made in Nigeria. The same thing with fabrics. There is a region in China that is dedicated to making made in Nigeria goods, including Ankara and Adire. If you go to Wuse Market, go and do some investigative journalism. They have made as Nigeria. They are made in China. There's a segment where they have Ankara. All of them are imported. I went to interview some people there, and they were so hostile to me. You know the funniest thing? They are not even Nigerians. I felt like, I don't want to tell you the way I felt.
Okay.
You don't want me to. For decency's sake. They insulted the hell out of me. They insulted me well. They insulted Nigeria well.
By that?
Yes. Why should I be asking for made in Nigeria? It's very bad. We don't even understand.
But are you concerned that often when this happened is because they've colluded with other Nigerians in the bid to make money?
First of all, they colluded with people who allowed the access, who allowed their prominence, who promoted the patronage. There are top people I've talked with. They will tell me, why would I buy your made in Nigeria? I told you, my friend told me, what is it? How can he enter made in Nigeria motto from Innocent? It's too small. Then he was mentioning big brands to me. I felt like fainting and disappearing. And this person is a top federal government official. So, and he's not the only one. So go and do your investigative journalism. You will discover that the people who are supposed to enact laws, enforce all these things, they hold Nigerian made products in contempt.
Now, listening to you,
let them quote me and call me, let them appear here, let's talk together. I represent over 40-something million micro and small entrepreneurs that don't have a voice. It's, it has become so much that, do I become a liquor patronage rights activist? No, we don't have to go that direction, because they will come to you and it will end up like every other NGO operations. And because the countries who are benefiting from our lack of patronage are the biggest enemy also. But the enemy from home is the prime enemy. Because Yoruba people have one proverb. They say the rat in the house is the one that invited the rat from outside to come and eat, because he knows the pantry and where all the foods are.
Exactly.
Good.
However, there's also the problem of not just the appreciation for Nigerian-made products. We've also seen substandard products. You must admit that there are Nigerians who, instead of producing with that quality, we see substandard products. We also see cloning, where this international brands. You see Nigerians in a bid to sell, maybe trying to clone international brands.
Yes, let me tell you one
and
thing.
all of that.
Nigerians go to China. I don't want to. I don't. Let me not.
Mean words. I like that you're
They go to China to clone products and sell here because there is a market that wants inferior products. Then there is dumping that takes place. But the true entrepreneurs on our platform, the true made in Nigeria people in Aba, who sell 1 million shoes, for instance, every week to Gabon, Cameroon, Burkina Faso. 1 million shoes will not produce inferior shoes. They will not. It is some funny people who just want to make money. They are not producers. They are just fly-by-night business people, and they don't have any. They don't have roots. If you go to Aba, they have cooperatives and groups for shoes. They have for shirts. They have for boxers, singlets. Nobody in those groups will dare do bad products. The other cooperative or the other shoe group, the leather group or the association, they will blacklist you immediately in Aba. If you go to Kano, you cannot come from anywhere and be producing substandard slippers or sandals. It will not work. So Nigeria has become so organized that people are now knowing Nigeria for solid products. If you come to packaged foods, it's the same. Our call and say, no people they do that one. No, the people where they do them, they are not in our union. They are not in our association. They will tell you. Do you understand? If I want to buy Abakaliki rice, I will go to the right source. So Buy Naija registers and affirms those who stick by our quality control standards. That's why we are trying to set up, or we have set up, a platform for global distribution.
Right.
Buy Naija Market Square. And we are opening the franchise open to the whole planet. So we let in Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investments, MEDAN, and all of them to give the standards support services within the context of their mandate. So Buy Naija will take the business part, they will do the regulatory part for standards. Standard organization, if you are not SON certified, you won't be on our platform. Simple.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's what I'm trying to conclude with that.
With all this potential, when you now listen to the statistics of unemployment at 9.79% in Nigeria at the moment, with the potential.
It's bigger than that.
Exactly, but let's
officially.
Okay, I will go with the official. I will go, of course, with the official.
But just go ahead.
I will not.
We are not
turn out numbers that I cannot.
Okay,
exactly.
No, but officially, the unemployment rate is above 20.
Right. Let's work with 9.79, which is also alarming. Would you say that we have not really tapped this potential and more has to be done? There's a new administration.
It is because
Apostle, I'm going somewhere.
Okay,
there's a new administration. I mean, we have almost finished with the Buhari administration. What are you going to do differently to ensure this sector that is so important is looked into?
We will do what we are doing, and we will encourage what we've been encouraging. We'll emphasize what we're emphasizing. But like I want to always tell people, every government will lay emphasis on what it wants to lay emphasis on. I can't help that.
Exactly.
The commitment of the political class, the civil servants, the elites, the people who have the purchasing power, the people who have the influence on the people, the leadership of the people, will keep on encouraging them, cajoling them, yabbing them. When I say yabbing, and strategically I'm twisting them.
Okay.
Because if you don't do strategic arm twisting technology, nothing will happen.
Are you positioned now? Should May 29th come to strategically arm twist this new government to look into this sector more critically?
We'll appeal. We will cajole.
First,
we will encourage.
Before we see the...
And if they don't do that, I don't know what next we'll do.
You will consider the strategic arm twisting?
No, there are people who will do that, not me. I'm not equipped to do that. But I know that the little people are frustrated. And I said, cool down. There's a new tomorrow. And they are hoping for a new tomorrow. Let me tell you, the boys are not smiling. Let me say it clearly. Because this morning alone, I had more than 12 requests for Save Our Soul.
Or meaning people calling to...
Yes! Micro enterprise people who are disadvantaged. They don't know where to go to.
In a bid to get patronage, they are not getting as much.
There's no patronage. There's no market anywhere. Who they buy the market? The people who are buying outside. Okay, assuming you have a hospital, who won't patronize you when everybody is going abroad? In this whole country, all the elites are going abroad for medicals. So if you do run medical thing, where do you want to see the money? Because I'm speaking pidgin, I'm not being vulgar. I'm just making it the practical. Do you get it now? If I'm an event planner, you want to do event, you go abroad, you are taking the money outside. So what I'm saying is that if we can just look inwards, your ordinary motor, out of your 10 cars, at least buy 2 made in Nigeria. Buy 2. Buy 1.
It reminds me of a joke that somebody made speaking about vehicles in Nigeria, and they were promoting it just as we are right now in a radio station, and people called and said, I mean, made in Nigeria vehicles, are you sure if I bang the door, the trunk won't come open? And that's the kind of mindset Nigerians have.
Because that is what their elites propagated. If an elite goes to National Assembly and say, oh boy, I've been riding this vehicle for 3 years and it's doing well, I have 4 in my garage, his colleagues will buy. I've been riding one innocent vehicle for 10 years plus. I will walk the talk. So nobody around me has the courage to go and buy imported vehicle. They are less ashamed when they see me with new vehicle imported. If I arrive, they say, this man don't come. That is what, if we are plenty doing that. Listen, as I want to... Ban Ki-moon, when he became the UN Secretary General, South Korea, the 2 companies there, Hyundai and there are more companies, Hyundai and Kia, they produced 2 limousines for him and sent it to New York. He drove, as UN Secretary General, he drove vehicles manufactured in his homeland. You cannot do government business in Brazil with a foreign brand. In America, you cannot do government business with a non-American brand. Even if you have factory there, it must be Chevrolet, must be Ford.
So how can we achieve that in Nigeria? And before
it's a deliberate.
I want you to also infuse another question that I have. We have so many Nigerians going abroad these days. They call it the Jackpot syndrome. And if we have this much talent, as you say, this much skills and raw materials to achieve, it's endless what we can achieve, really. How do you then feel when you hear about our young, skilled, energetic Nigerians leaving the shores of this country abroad?
Because I will blame the elite. Because their own children have strategically and deliberately jackpot already. They are in Nottingham University, they are in all manner of universities abroad, and they come back and hold positions. So they are encouraging other people to jackpot, and they are creating enabling environment for jackpotism. Not only are they creating the enabling environment by wrecking the economy, everybody can see that it is better to come in from Jackpalicious matter and come back and be a director. Yes.
I'm not sure what that
Jackpalicious means. You said Jackpalicious is process. Running away to an overseas country for greener pastures, which might not be greener. You know, if you check your Facebook, if you check your social media, you will see adverts to encourage Japa for caregivers, for truck drivers. It's for slavery. So these people are slave merchants, just like of old. Let's face it. Don't ask me this question and expect me to tell lies and speak plenty grammar.
Believe it or not,
circumnavigating or circumventing and telling you nice things. These people are Japa agents, creating the enabling environment for the children to Japa. Their own children didn't need to Japa because they are already there. They have houses. They go there for their medicals. They go there to even eat breakfast. I know people who do their laundry abroad, who do the barbing of their head abroad. Their barbers are abroad. Their laundry is abroad.
I'm finding it difficult believing.
No, but it's the truth.
How often?
I know people, I can't name names.
You don't have to.
They buy their monthly supplies every month from England.
Wow.
People tell me to my face, how do you expect me to eat Nigerian rice? They eat Indian rice. They eat imported rice. They don't drink Nigerian milk. These are people, if you leave them, they will buy water made in abroad to take their bath. That's the truth. Look at the hair that girls carry on their head. The hair in a girl's wardrobe is enough to build an estate. People I know.
Right.
No, people I know. Embarrassingly so. You know why? Their pastor's wife do the same thing. Pastors that wear foreign brands and flaunt it. You know them. So how do you, if the religious leaders are doing the thing, how do you expect the ordinary Nigerian to patronize Jumoke, who is doing a normal business in Mushi? You know, go work now. It will not work. That is how bad it is. So we really need to come together, make up our minds that we want to develop this country. why I don't appear on TV as much as I used to do before is that when I'm talking, it will seem as if I vex, this man they provoke.
You do seem like...
But they provoke now. I cannot, it's my constituency. It's what I see every day. So let us patronize Nigerian-made products. They didn't beg you for money. Even if you are not empowering them, at least patronize them. Buy made in Nigeria shoe. Both to your friends, say, oh, I buy 10 made in Nigeria shoe the other day. He said, hey, I just said that one of your foreign shoes. He said, no, na my brother for Aba or Kano. Now I do this one. No, they think fine now. Once you show them, oh, but I saw the guy may give me, how much you buy him? Oh, bros, you don't go believe him. Now 30,000. 30,000. This one. Tell me you give me 10. Maybe 300,000 with that.
So this advocacy has to go be holistic. You just mentioned religious leaders, and I'm more concerned that during the electioneering process, during the campaigns, we didn't see Nigerians hold or require that those campaigning have a plan, an action plan, a policy for made in Nigeria, or even one that would require them wearing one. I remember, I'm not sure of the country at the moment, but you can't be voted in as a government or public office holder if your children are studying in universities outside your country, and so on. Not just in education. If you are traveling out for medical tourism, if you are traveling out for vacations outside the country, you won't be considered. Your countrymen will find you not patriotic enough. And we didn't see those conversations.
Who has believed our report? The Nigerian political milieu is very hostile to such things.
Even in these elections that we were very excited that
no,
there was awareness.
Was not. The people who mentioned it, who will help? Who will help? No, I don't want to go into details before they put me in a box. What I want to tell you is that the elite and the follower elites, the next level, who are aspiring to be like those people, they are not interested in such things. There are some people that mention things that will move this economy, but they never featured as frontliners.
Is there a reason why? Is Nigeria
the reason is that our values are moving towards a fossilized iniquity. While we hate ourselves, we hate our own. If a man does not love his mother's soup, that person a person. A man who doesn't love his mother's soup, you don't like what it is producing in your place. That is the general systemic mentality. Let me ask you, how many people used made in Nigeria vehicle for their campaign?
None that I can tell you of right
Good. Now. So we don't like to be specific. So that is the ruling class, the political class, the elite. That is the mentality. That is the challenge before us. Not the white man. The white man likes Abu. He likes Ishewu. I have a lot of friends. They love Nigerian food. But somebody whose food is loved by the white man, he loves pizza.
It's only natural that there will be an exchange of cultures.
No, it's not exchange of culture. That person, he will say you be bush. You love to eat. You know, I had some in-laws who came in from Germany. They wanted eba, then banku from Ghana. They loved okra soup. I had an American friend. He loved oha soup.
Right. But the Nigerian...
But he had a Nigerian wife.
Okay.
The Nigerian wife loved lasagna. This is my own experience. They were my neighbors.
Okay. If we're running out of time right now, Apostle Otabil, I would like you to give your final thoughts on the hope young people have. When I'm talking about young people, I'm talking about people in the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Give them some hope.
The point is that it is a great time to be born in this generation in Nigeria and Africa. Nigeria has a profound prophetic destiny in God's purpose in the end times, and everybody knows Nigeria is a great country. Everybody talks about the exploitation of Nigeria, but I can assure you, in this nation, 0.001% of our resources have not been tapped. Nigeria has great human resources, and we have an army of productive, dynamic youths. When you check, do some data analytics, the youthful population of Nigeria is one of the most dangerous in the whole earth.
Dangerous good, I hope.
When I say dangerous here in Nigerian, I mean capable of achieving the unthinkable to the high heavens.
Right. We really have run out of time, so you...
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that I tell them that we are the hope of the future.
Okay.
They passed, they are dying away. We are the future. Just hang on there. Keep on praying, keep on hoping. Keep on doing what we are doing, because the old is rotting away and the new is emerging. Right. And you are the new.
Thank you so much, Apostle William Iheanacho Otabil, Chairman by Naija Project, an initiative that has been providing market access and support services to micro, small, and medium enterprises in Nigeria and internationally. This has been a wonderful episode here on Joy Asonye Live, but we have to go. We'll close the curtains here to return tomorrow with more.